Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beer with the Boss, that podcast, that one, where a guy and his boss have a beer, talk about technology, and talk about many other things. As I always say, let us know what do you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it in one of our episodes. I am Rodrigo Matos. I have here with me my boss, Joel Zamboni, or Joel Zamboni, as we say there in the US. Joel, CEO at Webera. How are you doing, Joel? Welcome.
Thank you for introducing us there. And as you may notice, we are streaming live this on LinkedIn today.
Live to the world.
Live to the world. So it's the first time that we are doing this. It's our 7th episode. We started this podcast a couple months ago with our friend who left the company, but now Rodrigo is helping us. It's been awesome. And as in your notes, we do a beer. Every week we do a beer and talk about technology, which
it's
is
an
awesome.
Excuse, right? At the end of the day, it's an excuse to have a beer on Friday, and yeah.
Friday is very good.
By the way, what are you drinking? What are you drinking today?
Oh, so today I will drink Guinness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the old one. It's the old recipe. And I will use my perfect bottle here, opener. And how about you? What are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking a local beer today. I don't know if I know how to pronounce this. I think my camera is probably mirrored, but it's Schornstein. It's German, but it's a German name, but it's a Belgian wheat beer, and it's brewed in a town here in Santa Catarina where I live called Pomerode, and apparently this town is the most German-like town in Brazil. So what do they say here? I have something written here. Yes, the most German town in Brazil, because everybody there speaks German. It's about 30,000 people who live there. Basically, everybody speaks German. And yeah, I had no idea. So very, very nice beer. I like it. Yeah,
That's
not a Guinness
awesome,
though,
yeah.
right? Not a Guinness.
The good protagonist, the good and the bad doesn't need introduction, right? Maybe this one that is the extra stout because it's the old recipe, but most people already know Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
cool.
if there's anybody who works at Guinness and is listening to this podcast or watching us live on LinkedIn right now, do something about it, people, because it's impossible to find Guinness in Brazil. It's so difficult, especially in the south of Brazil. I want Guinness. Anyway.
Yeah. So they open a factory here close by, like in Baltimore here also. So that helps us to have a. I don't think they make. I don't know if they make this one there, but I think they make one called Blonde Guinness, which they just
not like a Pilsner, right?
Yeah, I never drink that one, and I don't think they should do anyway.
Yeah, stick to the traditional one. I know that I think they brew some Guinness in Africa as well. I don't know where in Africa, but I think there is like a brew. Maybe I'm saying something wrong, but I think so. I think they have like a brew there as well. All right, cool. So, Joel, what I want to bring to the table today for us to talk about is a very important topic, actually, cybersecurity. And the question I had in my mind was, is there a way to be safe enough? But before we answer that, I want to ask you, nowadays, what are the main threats a company could have to face? And what can you do as a company to protect yourself from these threats?
Yeah, that is each business, each thing is different, right? It's like but I guess like on a flat answer, like one of the main threats is still the old and good Mitnick, right? You still can get social engineering, capture information from people. That's, I think, still the most one. Then I think the second one is the old and good desktop. Someone send a malicious document or something to your machine, or you download something that you're not supposed to do, and then they get information and then use your computer to attack your company. And the third one that I think is growing a lot is what's called the software supply chain, where you have those open source libraries people are using all over the world. And then I think those are the ones that they keep growing because like open source software, everybody knows the code. everybody can contribute. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, it's a good thing, because in the past you would be attacked by a vulnerability in the code, you learn months after. Like, now everybody knows and try to fix as soon as possible. Yeah, I think those are, in my mind at least, opinions can vary, can change, but in my mind, those are the ones that I believe.
That's might be a silly question, but on-premises versus cloud, what's the safest way of, working?
If you think about software, right? If you have the on-premises, like every software, which is also the same problem with supply chain, every software that you want on-premises, everyone else may be able to buy, right? If you want Exchange or something, or email. And then if you run on the cloud, those engineers have the software, like the software on. So I think in that case, it's a win for the cloud. So we don't want to have a way to debug the software and attack the software, except through the APIs that is in the cloud. On the other hand, if you have a software on the premises, but if you don't use the internet very much, which is, you shouldn't, like,
Is it possible?
which is a very rare business in those days, you probably will be safe using on premises, right? It depends on the amount of like exposure that you have to the internet, but I guess it's safer because it's in a better way to be in the cloud, because of how fast it moves, how fast it fixes itself, how fast people are learning, the number of innovations and everything that you have happening in the cloud. But then to be in the on-premises, you will not have, probably, how can I say, your business will not be safe in itself, like to be on-premise, because you'll not be able to innovate as fast as you will be in the cloud. So you may be not attacked as much, but you also cannot be agile enough to go like against your competition.
Okay, Joe, thank you so much, man. I hope to see you again next week. I mean, I know I will see you again here next week. Maybe we're going to have somebody with us here as well, or not. We don't know. Yeah. But then thank you, everybody, as well, for listening to us. We'll be back next week with a different topic, 2 different beers for you as well. And let us know in the comments as well. What's your favorite beer? What beers do you want us to drink? Beers from your country, from your region. We're down for it. Just let us know. And yeah, thank you for listening, and see you next week. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Thank you all. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.